Hey guys, I'm on the Gold Coast, I'm in Joel Parkinson's garage, and it's Occ-Cast round 2. I've done him once, but we've got to do him again. He's retired, and let's see what he's going to be up to in the future.
God, there's too many jellyfish.
It's such a wonderful ride. It's such a wonderful ride. It's no fool's paradise. It's such a wonderful ride.
Well, it's a first, Occ-Cast round 2. And it's so fitting because my first person that I ever Occ-Casted was a very good friend, Joel Parkinson, and you're the first one. Thanks, Joel, for coming back.
Thank you.
For first one to do round 2 twice, and you're the first one, so.
It's come a long way, I must say.
It's come a long way, a couple of extra cameras, and we've got the clapper now.
Yeah, and lighting and all sorts of stuff.
Like the movies.
It's, and you've had a lot of hits and a lot of pretty good interviews, I think. And I've listened to quite a few.
Oh, thank you.
It looks like you got some really good names coming up too.
Yeah, thanks a lot. Well, congratulations on your retirement.
Thank you.
Yeah, when did you decide, and how long's it been in the works? And
It's been in the works for like a couple of years.
a couple of years, really.
No, I decided earlier in the year, pretty much the start of the year, I was going to finish up. But yeah, with Mick retiring at Bells, and I just thought I'd kind of let his dust settle.
Wowee. And were you thinking about it at all last year while you were competing?
I tossed it up, yeah, but I don't know, I just thought, I wasn't sure until it was really over. Like yeah. I really enjoyed last year, and I've really enjoyed this year again, but I didn't feel like it was my last year, last year.
Yeah, right.
I felt like it was going to be this year.
Okay. Where did you finish up last year on the ratings?
I finished up 8th.
8th.
So
yeah.
I'm still up there.
Yeah, still
this year I've really, I guess, taken my foot off the pedal.
Yeah.
I've just been like, I'm there to almost like a lap of good faith, I suppose you'd say, just to go around one more time. Thank everyone that's ever been there and supported me, and enjoy my last year.
So Joel, did it feel different, like after announcing it publicly and surfing J Bay, rather than, because you were the only one that really knew, except for probably, you know, obviously Monica and your close friends. Yeah,
pretty much. It was just a way better feeling surfing. Relieved knowing that I wanted to surf for the enjoyment of just competing. Sometimes, you know, you get so one-sided and narrow-minded about winning. That it was really nice to just surf for, I don't care for the result. Now, I probably could have done better, but it didn't bother me, you know? I look back and some part of me goes, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. And I'm like, the rest of me just goes, like, who cares? I enjoyed that heat. I loved it. I got lost in it, but I loved that heat. It was fun.
It was a great heat. You surfed really well. Waves were good.
Waves were fun.
Yeah. Did you stay, you stayed longer in South Africa?
Yeah.
Thinking that might be the last time you go there, or?
Yeah, well, not really. I think I'll be there. I love that country, so it's one of my really all-time favourite places to go. So I think I'll be back there, but I just don't think I'll be back there from July 3rd to 13th for the event, or whatever dates they are, and I'll get back there at some point with the family or on a surf trip. I'm pretty keen to go and surf that Skeleton Bay. I think that's a bit of a bucket lister, so.
Yeah.
You know, next year if one pops up, I've got to go surf that left.
Oh, take me, please.
Yeah, we just gotta, we might need I don't know how that way.
It happens.
I don't know, I don't know, you got to find out. There's a few guys that know when it happens.
Yeah, I wouldn't have a clue, but I mean, it looks amazing. Sure does. So you got to say nice, nice cheerio to Sharon, and was she there? And
yeah, we had a little dinner at her house and just had a nice little cruisy night. And, it was good. It was when I was at Bells. I walked up the stairs knowing it was my last time. Yeah, I probably told you. And I just was like, mate.
How was that?
I just wanted to tell everyone, but it was Mick's.
You couldn't.
I couldn't. I wouldn't do it to Mick. You know, I think there's, you know, as a sign of respect, you just don't do that. You know, you just. Yeah, and that's why I didn't decide to do it there. And as much as I wanted to, I was going to do it in WA the following event. And I just thought, I'll give Mick some time, and J Bay was more fitting to do it.
Yeah, for sure. It's going to be a big, you and Mick retiring for Australian surfing, there's a big hole left there. Do you, I know you're not a total talent scout, but can you see some guys that can fill your position, you guys' positions?
You know, I think we're lucky at the moment. We've got the Julian, and we've got Owen, Wilco. We've got some pretty good talent on tour right now from Australia. What's coming through, there might be a bit of a gap. After that, I see a bit of a gap at the moment.
Yeah,
I'm sure
okay.
you probably see it too.
Yeah.
There's a bit of a gap, but in saying that, there's so much talent at a younger age that it might maybe not too far away, you know.
They can pop up from anywhere, can't they?
Yeah, someone can hit their stride at any point.
Yeah.
So I'm not really phased. I think Australian surfing's in good hands.
Yep. You spent 19 years on tour. Did it seem like it went super quick?
So quick now. I think about it and I'm like, mate, it's like, it feels like it was just, like, dead set felt like when I won Snapper in 2002 and Mick and Dingo, we all got on tour and we made 3 degrees. But 2002, I still think it was just 10 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it just, it seems so quick. It's been a lot of events that whole time and it's good to finish.
What are you going to miss most about the tour?
Oh, mostly I'll miss all I guess there's for the tour that, you know, you kind of break it down to 2 different things. There's the competitive surfing side of it and all the surfing, and then there's the places and the friendships and the people. So, you know, they're 2 different things. Although the places, for sure, I'll miss. People, yep, all that. That's going to be surfing. I'll miss the free surfing. I won't miss heats.
Yeah.
I'll miss having priority though.
Really?
That's what I'll miss. You know, getting priority at pipe
Yeah.
on a good day.
Oh, for sure.
Far out. Or chopes.
Yeah.
Or even J-bar. You know, when it's inconsistent, you just see big boneyards roping and you're like,
It's my turn.
just my turn. Just that tingling of nervous energy of just knowing what you're about to get one is, those things are pretty. But, you know, you don't get those. I mean, Kelly's trying to do it the rest of his life, but for me personally, I've had 18 years of it, so I'm happy to call it.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough to have had that experience 18 times at 18 different places.
Yeah. Wow, that's a perfect answer. So I'm thinking that, you know, this question, you probably pretty much answered it, is like, do you think it was too early or too late? Because I'm seeing right now, it's probably just the perfect time.
Yeah, no, it kind of is. I mean, how long do you... People go, some people go, you should have, you know, probably could have done it a year or 2 ago. I was probably not interested, but I was still competitive and was keen. What else was I going to do, you know? Like, I enjoyed it, and 18 years is probably fitting. If I had have went and surfed this Snapper event till would have been 20 consecutive years of surfing a CT event.
Wow.
So I guess you'd almost say it's 19.9.
I was going to say something like that, 19.99.
So, but I didn't want to have to. I mean, that starts in April, and I was just like, oh, mate, next year will be a whole nother thing. You know, I don't want to have to get myself up for maybe one event just to break a record. Records they don't mean anything. So.
Yeah, well, you won your world title. You know, I mean, you must be totally sanctified with that after your huge career. You came, you know, arduously close. I mean, you know, a couple of times before that. Can you just talk about that a little bit? I mean, even you got the world title, but you came close, and it was only due to injury that you didn't get that world title.
Yeah.
Before you
definitely.
did.
Myself and, like, I had, you know, winning in 2012, I always say it's bittersweet just because kind of the highs and lows and the roller coaster I was on for a few years from 2009 when I was, you know, pretty much an unlosable world title that I lost with a blow on my knee, an ankle out. So, and then the following year, cutting my heel off and just like ups and downs. I was almost over it in 2011 and then came back and got myself prepped and ready and lucky enough to win in 2012, and that kind of just went, you know. And then plus one of the best things I never speak about is I guess the generation I was in, everyone says everyone's generation they surfed in is really cool and the best or whatever, but I was lucky enough to have a showdown with Kelly at Pipe, which, you know, he is the greatest pipe surfer ever.
Yeah.
And I beat, you know, the greatest surfer that I consider I've seen.
That good pipe.
At good pipe. Well, not good pipe. It went to shit for him, but it was good for me. But, you know, so one thing I'll always stress, you know, I didn't, you know, it wasn't, there's just no, I guess, grey area when you say, you know, you had a showdown with Kelly at Pipe and you came up trumps. So, you know, it could have been anyone else and it could have been different, but with Kelly, you know, the greatest of the greatest, I think. It's something I'm proud of, I suppose.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely, you know, one of your highest points in the world title for sure. Can you speak about some of your low points on tour?
Probably some of my hangovers.
Really? And having to get on planes, hungover, packing your bags.
Not really. They're
because
always
I
good
remember those.
Oh yeah, that was shocking. No, I think probably low points. Probably missing an event here or there. You know, being injured. They're quite. You don't realise until you're watching a hit you could win. You know, laid up on the couch or something. You know. A lot of bad things go through your head, and they were probably the worst. There's been, when I think about it, you know, I'm pretty optimistic and positive, so I always I look back and think of all the good times, and you know, I'm sure there's been a bunch of low points, but they're not worth dwelling on, you know.
No.
So I always
they just get melted right through the whole memory, don't they?
Yeah,
Really?
exactly. Don't dwell on them.
No. Who were your biggest rivals on tour? But I'm picking three. Was it Andy, Mick, or Kelly, or was there more?
Nah, I think Mick for sure.
Yeah.
You know, me and Mick had too many good battles over the years. We were lucky enough that we got on tour a year apart, and just from there it was just, you know, it was game on. We had so many good heats. My favourite Mick heat, when the Bells final was really special. When we won in, I can't remember the 50th Bell, what year it was.
Was it 50 years that year?
The 50-year Bell, so that was a really special one. But my favourite heat was a semi-final me and him had here in 2009 at Big Kira.
Big Kira,
rainy, wild Kira.
I remember that one.
That was a sick heat. Just to be in it was just like, back and forth, you know.
Back to back, because you guys were virtually just jumping off the ski.
Pretty much doing step-offs.
Step-offs, straight into like huge stand-up barrels.
Yep.
And a grey kind of rainy day.
You know, I had a 19, he had an 18. You know, I ended up getting him with a 10 at the end, but that was just such a cool heat to win. And just to do it at home in front of, you know, all our local crew, and it was really, really good feeling.
Oh, sick. Joel, do you know your head-to-head battle with me?
Oh,
did you count it?
I think I had him for a bit, but I think we're pretty even. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah.
Maybe. Oh man, I had him a good little ratio, maybe like 6-2 or 7-2 or something like that for a while, and then he kind of level pegged it towards the end. But I couldn't tell you.
Can you talk about that final that you had with Mick? I know at Teahupoo. I think I was there that year, and you guys, for the only one time I think ever Luke Egan extended the waiting period.
Was it? Yeah, no.
Wasn't it that year?
No, it wasn't that year.
Oh, sorry.
No, it was the last day though. It had 7 days.
It was the last day.
Yeah.
Last day of the waiting period.
It got good. Yeah.
And it got good because it was flat for a while before that.
Yeah, yeah.
You had the final with Mick. We got some great vision of that. You
Yeah.
guys went tube for tube.
Yep, and I won that thing hands down. Hands down. Like, there's not a chance in hell
Really?
that he got
Seriously?
the score. Yeah. He got so ripped on that, and he knows that. For sure he does. There's no way.
No way. Yeah.
There's no. He didn't get the score.
Let's
So there's plenty of those heats.
Yeah,
But that one,
that was one of your biggest one that you can think of.
For sure, that was the one.
Without the 19 years.
I got ripped on a lot a couple of times, so.
Yeah.
I'll definitely take one, but that one, you can't rip something on the last wave in the final. Joe just got a little excited on that one.
Classic. You had such a great relationship, and I know Andy was one of your best friends. And when we talk about the tour, have you got a great Andy memory? You know, when he was in fine form, or the heat that you had, or just seeing Andy in total, like Andy.
Yeah, I mean,
moment.
so many I guess, good times there. You know, I always trip out, you know, thinking that still one of the greatest. You know, I remember the showdown between them at Pipe that year where he patted him on the shoulder. Remember when Kelly ran down and said, "Andy, I love you," or whatever? Remember that?
Yeah.
Man, I was lucky enough. Like, Andy was maybe like 30 feet away. He was just sitting down, and I bent down and put my leg rope on. I could hear Kelly like to look up, and I remember seeing the pat on the shoulder thing, and I was just standing there putting my leg, because I was in the final too, and I was just like, wow, because they were hating each other at that point. So I was just.
So
like,
was it Kelly breaking the ice right there, or
I don't know. It was like, I don't know, because you know, we all know Kelly's.
Yeah.
They always say he's played games,
Yeah.
competitors, and
Yeah,
tried
yeah,
to
yeah.
get in their space. And I still never forget it, just thinking, oh, he's going to erupt on the beach.
It's right there.
But yeah, that was good. It was almost like
What did
Andy
Andy
did this
do?
like fake smile,
Fake smile.
just like I don't know. Like, I think he was a bit blown away.
Yeah.
But in Andy fashion,
shocked.
didn't let it get to him, and
Yeah.
just went out and
Dominated.
won the heat, won the
Yeah.
final, won the world title.
Yep. So you won 14 tour events.
Yeah, did I?
You did.
Wow.
That's a fair chunk of change. Like if you count 14 times $100,000.
Oh, they went 100 then.
Not back in the day.
No, well,
Prize money has changed.
Prize money has changed. When I won J-Bay the first time, it was 15 grand.
15 grand.
Wow.
Wow. And now it's 100.
Now it's 100.
And your last tour event win?
Bali.
Bali. And how much was it?
It was 75, maybe.
75. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it's 100, and I haven't won one since it's been 100.
Do you think the WSL has made the tour a lot better? Because, you know, when your first reign on tour was ASP.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I think the ASP was like governed by the brands.
The brands, pretty much.
So
yeah.
the brands, you know, it's no lie that the brands have struggled lately, and a lot. So if
they were still
WSL
running
didn't-
it would be
it would be
tough right
really
now.
tough right now. There would be no 100-gram kiddies, and WSL,
Yeah.
if it wasn't for the guys coming in and changing it, and like, the WSL have done a lot of good in surfing. Surfing was lucky. I mean, it was at a big crossroad right there before those guys jumped on and did what they did.
Yeah, here.
Sure, they got some challenges ahead of them with different stuff, but the challenges would have been far greater if it wasn't for them.
Yeah. Who was your biggest inspiration?
I mean, you were up there for sure.
thank you.
Yeah. I guess.
Some natural footer that we don't know about.
Well, you know, I guess you got inspirations, and then you got like just favourite surfers that you
Yeah.
like their surfing, the technique, whatever their style, and all those things. For inspiration, I suppose you'd have to say. I mean, yourself. Tommy Carroll. I love Tom Carroll. I think.
Still haven't named a natural footer. But Tommy Carroll was
Yeah, I know.
fantastic, wasn't he? Yeah.
Just the way he held himself.
Yeah.
You know, today, after spending a few hours the other day, and Mark Richards, I just think, what an inspiration of a guy. You know, he's a guy that just doesn't. It's a really weird thing to, like, he has so much respect, but it's almost like he doesn't need it. He gives more respect than he actually receives, and
Just by
I think
doing
that's a
it.
true testament of a man to, you know, to give out respect and
Yeah.
not really take the respect in like some people can.
Yeah.
And I was just like, mate, he's just such a weapon of a guy. He's just so nice. Everything's a positive, and everything's, you know, I'm sure he's probably has some hiccups like anyone has a bad day, but he just, you know, he deals with stuff really well, and I can see why he's a 4-time world champ. You know, in a pressure situation, he must have been so good.
Worst call. Have you got one?
Worst call on tour.
Have you worst call?
Shit.
Like
Like, you mean like a heat?
no, maybe
Oh,
like it
like-
could be a heater. It could be like a time that they called it off and it cranked or something.
Oh, far out.
But you really have to.
Yeah, I mean, people always think of that Fiji one that day, and we all
Yes.
got that big day.
Yeah, that's a great one
That
to bring up.
Bring up, because everyone goes, they blew it, but it would have been 2 hours it would have been 4 heats. So they would have had 4 heats.
Yeah.
And it was kind of average till that thing because of the wind wasn't
turned
good.
on.
Till it turned on. The best part was from, say, 4 till 6 anyway.
In the afternoon.
In the afternoon. That's not. I wouldn't say that's the bad call, but that's the one that probably got most attention.
Most attention.
I thought,
Yeah.
and I was like, for 4 heats, and we got to surf the best waves in the world. That was even if it was good all day. What were guys going to be able to do because they were just unprepared for those size waves, and no one had anything. You know, B was at 6'10" when stuff like that. Like, so that I reckon was the right call because we
maybe the right
surf.
call. Yeah.
But it would have been amazing if everyone was prepared and it did get like that all day. Like, you know, say like that. Remember Bruce's swell day? Got that big red board. He got the tube on. Like a day like that at Fiji, then you'd have to be prepared. It'd have to be on.
Do you think that's I mean, like that's a very rare swell though, isn't it? But I mean, do you think it could be a requirement for the WSL to tell these guys that, you should chuck in a board over 8 foot just in case?
I think so for Fiji.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, well, let's talk about Fiji. I mean, that's not on tour anymore.
You know, it's upsetting that
it's not on tour anymore. And I mean, is that going to be one of the contests you're going to miss the most?
I think it'd be the one that I'd miss. It was such a good event. It was a real surfing event, you know.
Staying on the Motu.
Staying on the Motu, our guys on Tavi. It was just it had no bullshit around the event. There was just surfing, then you heat, and then
island.
surf, fish, do all it felt like almost like a paid holiday in a way. But with, with a competitive environment too. So it was a really good mix of an event. That event I'll miss.
Who was the most ferocious surfer you ever saw on tour?
The hardest?
Yeah.
Pretty hard to go past Sonny, I think.
Yeah.
He was intense to surf against. You knew when you drew Sonny, it was like, shit. Especially because I was younger at the start. It was so intimidating. You know, you saw his presence in Hawaii. You saw how he was. You saw him, remember him storming judges' towers and just like scaring the shit out of the judges. And I used to go far out. I got Sonny. One time I surfed against him and I had such a dream heat. Like it was at Joanna, and I just started with like a 8.5 or something, and then with about maybe 15 to go, I backed it up with another high, like a high 8 or a 9, and he had nothing. And it got to about the 7-minute mark, and I was like, he's still comboed, and you could see him, he was like stuck in the current, and he was just fuming, spitting chips, like, it's done. And I caught this one wave, and I got it right to the beach. I went, I'm going in. And I actually went in.
And left him out there?
Because I knew
like 4 minutes?
Because I had Andy in the final.
Oh, shit.
Next heat.
I remember that.
And I was
and
like,
you left him out there stuck in the rip.
and then he come in, and I was just like, he's going to punch me out. I'm dead. But he come in just like, you little bastard, you got me. And he was fine. He was just, you have those heats. And, but I think, who else was pretty intense was Hedgie. Yeah. Hedgie was an animal.
You could virtually see steam coming out of his head.
You could. Remember his paddle back? You could hear him like, it sounded like a bloody 2-stroke engine coming up the like channel for Chopa or whatever. So
if you could change anything about the world tour, what would it be? Is there anything you could make better?
Mate, if you could, I guess, if you could brew storms, then make, there's been those years where we've just, everywhere we've turned up, it just turned on. There's been years where it's been grueling, where it's just been unlucky.
Yeah.
It pumped the week before or it pumps the week after and you just miss out. I wouldn't really.
You wouldn't, no. I mean, what could fix that? I mean, in the future.
I'd probably
longer waiting periods.
Yeah, shorten it up. Shorten it up. Maybe drop a couple of events. Fix it? Oh, wave pools.
If you had a lot of money, maybe, but
mate, wave pools are just a different.
It's just different. It's not the ocean.
it's quite monotonous sometimes. Pools are just a different aspect. I mean, it's enjoyable. It's fun to surf and all. Watching 3 days in a row, maybe for a spectator, I could watch Teahupoo for 3 days in a row if it was pumping.
Yeah.
I could watch J-Bay, I could watch Pipe. The pool maybe could be a little monotonous, and that's one of my concerns, but it's just like, it's not surfing, it's pool riding.
It's pool riding. Would you rather watch the pool or an ordinary beach break at 2 to 3 foot?
I'd probably,
if you had to watch it for 3 days.
If I had to watch it for 3 days, probably watch the beach break. Sometimes I would, depending on the pool. Unless someone,
Yeah, depending on the pool.
It just needs to, for me, it needs to have a lot more variety. I mean, and that's the thing. It may not, but it's just a different aspect. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying it's just a different thing.
Your worst wipeout ever? It's got to be in a singlet though.
Oh.
Because we're talking retirement.
Okay, we've got to be in a singlet. Far out. I got
Teahupoo.
quickly to Teahupoo.
Okay.
First year at Teahupoo, took this one with too long a wall. Didn't really know the wave, Kind of got half tubed, and as I'm coming out, it wouldn't let me get him out in front enough to get off or get to the straighten out. And so it almost just had the right coming at me, and I just dove into it and just went. I got pounded, but that wasn't the worst part. I got dragged pretty far, but not far enough to go over the thing.
Into the lagoon.
Into the lagoon. I got stuck on the reef, and it all went dry, and I was standing in less than knee-deep water, and no joke, about an 8-foot wall of just water came, and I was standing on dry reef, and just like it was like a tsunami. And I just launched into it, and it just went boom, 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 bounced me across. And I just got so graded, and I was just rattled. That was it. I got dead last in that heat. I got beaten by Victor Rebas. Oh no! That was my first year, and then actually, no joke, about 4 years ago at J-Bay, really fun J-Bay. J-Bay is not known for being nuts at all in a heat. I was against Otto. Otto beat me in the heat, actually.
Coyote.
Oh, bloody Coyote. And anyway, it kind of pinched me at the end, this double up, but it was a good one. But my rashie come over my head and just twisted my arms up. And you know how J-Bay was bigger, it just steamrolls you a bit. And I just became like a feather duster. I couldn't do anything. And I was just tangled in my rashie. My board, my leg rope was hitting me, and I basically felt like I was underwater forever. I couldn't do anything. I couldn't get my rashie to move, and it was just pulling me this way. Every time I tried to get the rashie off me, it would just pull it back onto me. And anyway, when I finally got to come up, I went to take a breath, and the rashie was all over my face, and I just sucked in water, and it went back down. I dead set was on the verge of blacking out.
And no one even knew?
No, everyone, you don't think of J-Bay. You see someone fall at J-Bay. You're not looking. I just couldn't. I was just dead set. Got tied in a knot with my rashie on a 4-foot day at J-Bay, and I could not for the life of me get up.
Oh, right. That's something like you see on Britain's Got Talent or something.
Yeah.
When they put the timer on, you got to get out of your singlet.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I could not do it. Anyway, that one, mate, I was ruined from it.
That's scary though.
Yeah, it was really hectic.
There would have been what year was that? There wouldn't have been no skis back then, or?
No, there were never skis anyway at J-Bay.
Oh, no skis at
It was
J-Bay
just, it was one of those ones like you would just think.
What happened?
I watched the replay and was like, there's nothing. You think of the wipeout. But I mean, you see that. You see how many times you get caught in a 4-foot or 6-foot day where you think you'd be sweet, and
all
you get absolutely wrecked.
You get torched.
Yeah.
No one's watching. What advice would you give to the younger generation coming up?
I mean, it depends how younger, I guess.
Yeah.
Well,
let's call them 15, 16.
Oh, I'd say, go surf. Well, let's enjoy your surfing at that age.
Results don't matter so much?
Not too much, So many people have had success later in their career or earlier, or, I think just enjoying your surfing. Put yourself...
Not under the pressure
into good waves as much as you can, Don't go, if the waves are 5 foot on one spot and pretty fun, but 2 foot over here, and, put yourself in the...
5 footers.
Put yourself in the...
Or if there's little 2 foot ramps over there.
Yeah, I mean, the ramps are all good and all, but I really think, if you do want to be, if you do want to improve your surfing, I think you've always got to push yourself in the bigger waves and better waves, or more quality waves too. There's always sometimes, there's a give and ebb and flow about that stuff, but I always was one to push myself into where the speed and power of the wave was.
So any new ventures? I know you've got your beer bolter, which is I think going great guns. Anything else?
I've been lucky enough to start getting involved with Reed Pinder and
Oh, he used to
Carl
work for Billabong.
Yeah, with their coffee, with Sunday Collab.
Coffee, wow.
Yes, so
What's it called again?
Sunday Collab.
Sunday Collab.
Good little coffee company that they've started. So I'm getting involved with that. There is a couple other things, but I mean, there's testing the waters on a few other things too. So we'll just see. I mean, Bolter's, I guess, my pride and joy.
Yeah, and
that's
going
well.
You're expanding in all kinds of ways in Bolter, aren't you? I see the beer everywhere.
Yeah, it's going well. And then Billabong, I'll be still full time for Billabong.
Yep.
Everything else, I guess, is a side. But I'll hopefully be just.
Pretty much the only one thing you're dropping is the singlet.
The only one thing I'm dropping is a singlet. Yeah, and a little less travelling too, but which will be nice.
Yeah. So, who is your favourite person to travel with on tour?
Probably my funnest times was travelling with Mick and Occy. KP too, like they were kind of my close mates travelling on tour. The last few years, earlier on it was Hedgie and Mick. There's been Andy. But I think you know what? Come to think of it, it's probably my family. I would travel with my family.
Yeah, that was your favourite.
Yeah, I used to enjoy that more. And
hey Joel, I was going to say been on any good trips lately, but we actually done a trip a little while ago.
I know, how fun was that?
It was so fun. We went to Iluka with Mick, and you popped it on a Saturday that you were retiring, and it was unbelievable. I was in shock, and we scored some good waves and had a great day.
Yeah, that's just they're just the good days, You surf with a couple of guys, you and your mates pumping kind of waves.
Wedgie, it was a nice wedge off the rock.
Nice wedge off the rock, really fun. Got a few tubes, couple of turns. I think it was just a good day, Had a meat pie. Then we battle back out, surf for another hour or two, and then they're good days, They're the days I can't wait to keep doing more.
Yeah. Yeah, Joel, let's talk about boards now that you're not on tour. You think you're going to change it up and surf some... I know you do actually like to surf like fishers and you foil.
I do.
Will we ever see you on a regular board again?
I think you will here and there, but definitely I'm so keen to start. I've got a really good 20 just sitting right there that after we're done, I'm going to go surf.
Yeah.
I'm pretty done with conventional for a little bit. I think when if it's proper doing its thing and there's waves, I think, I'll slide back to that because, especially if it's tubing, I think, I know I've got a couple of tube boards that are quite similar to a regular board that, you can make an amazing barrel and a bit hard maybe on a little 20 or something weird, but other than that, mate, I'm going to ride. And I love my foiling too. I haven't been foiling much because I foiled too much through the summer and I just missed so many good fishing days, and I was just like, when I should have been out fishing, I was going just frothing on foiling. I got so hooked on it, and I've kind of backed off. But I'll have a foil here and there. I might even have one this afternoon if I get a chance, if it's a little high tide and waves.
Oh, cool. And we were talking about tubes, and when it's good, can you just real quick talk about that tube, that shot that's been getting around you in that huge barrel? It looks like a beautiful day at inside sunset, but you probably never get that perfect. I mean, it's a huge barrel that looks like snapper. Well, what happened on that photo? Who were you with and who got the shot?
I was with myself and Mick, and then Corey Wilson and Otto were on a jet ski down the point, and I just came in. It was just a beast of a thing. That was some of the best.
Was that the big day with Kira was good?
It was the same day the event was on at Kira this year, and I just had the lucky little moment. We paddled into a couple. There was a couple that I hit shit on, and then I got hammered, and then that one come in, and Mick dropped me off on the ski, and the next thing you know, I was just
Standing
just
proud,
standing
hands
in one
behind
of
your
the
back.
biggest and best tubes I've ever had around here, especially on a point break. You know, that was it was only good for an hour and a half or so, and then it got too low and just too big. But that was, it's a wave I'll never forget. I don't think I'll ever get a wave like that out there again. If I do, if it even gets remotely that good, it'll be pumping.
Such a magical shot. What do you think about social media? You've got well over 300, almost 400,000 followers.
Yeah, I think it's got a place.
Do you use it a lot?
I go through spurts where I'll check it and I'm on it, and then I don't, It's one of those things, I guess. It's a part of the parcel now. People use it as such a tool. I kind of, 1 minute I'm over it and I don't really care for it, and the next minute you get interested and invested in it again, and then you're out of it, and I don't know. It's just a part of the world now, I guess.
Who's your favourite person to follow? Funny one?
Funny? Yeah, funny people. That's what I like now. I like the funny side of it. So, probably Celeste Barber. She's amazing.
Your favourite wave in the world?
Favourite wave in the world? Oh,
Right now.
Anything that would break. I haven't surfed for a week. It's been so flat. And there's finally waves when we're sitting here, but yeah,
I know.
I'll take anything.
Take anything right now. 2 foot wave at D-bar out there.
No, but shit. You know what? Probably my favourite wave in the world would. It's pretty hard to go past a good Kira wave. The length, the stretch out of the barrel, knowing you're going to be locked in for a while. I think that's my type of wave. Where you just Mach 10 and fast as your board can go. And
you got it good this year.
We had it
this
year a couple of times. Yeah, so.
Yeah, it was just you and the boys out there towing in. I mean, I fortunately didn't get down there that day. You know where I was?
Where?
I was babysitting because Jess was doing the markets, and I had Jonah, and I got the baby to sleep, and I said, Jonah, mind the baby. I'm going surfing, and the look on his face is like, Jonah's only 10, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, when are you coming back? And I'm like, mate, I'll be as quick as I can. But I just grabbed my 7.0 and I went out snapper, wide. And it was like 8 foot out there, 10 foot. And I didn't get down to Kira.
Yeah, it was some good Kira.
That was
some
amazing.
really good
We've got
Kira.
some good footage of it out there. It was sensational. Some beautiful tube riding.
It was a good day.
What excites you about surfing right now?
The enjoyment of it. All I want to do now, I don't want to have to surf for dot to dot and finishing waves and getting that I'm improving on that.
You don't have to do that anymore.
Mate, no, I just want to surf. I want to ride my 20 and just do one nice turn on a wave, hit it. If I can't be
You can
bothered-
soul arch through that
Yeah.
section you should have been hitting back in the day.
Yeah, exactly. where the points are in the wave, connecting dots and doing all that, And if I don't want to do a last closeout section,
Don't have to do it.
flick off and just paddle back out. So full lazy man surfing.
That's it,
I don't
okay.
really care for that now. I'm in it for the enjoyment, man. As long as I come in from every heat, fuck, I'm not surfing heats anymore. As long as I come in from every surf with a smile, then I'm happy and I'm toasty.
Are you still going to watch every contest online if you're not doing anything?
Yeah, I will, because I still got close friends there.
Yeah.
And I still got people, that I really like to watch and surf. So, yeah, I probably won't watch every heat, but I'll definitely check on what's happening and try and watch a lot of the heats. I think, especially the way the level the surfing is. I'm so glad I'm getting off, because it's mental, I can't even believe Kelly's thinking of going another year.
He really is, eh?
And I'm like, mate, are you seeing what we're all seeing? Are you seeing, are you doing double backflips? Unless you're doing that,
Maybe it's time. Very interesting. If you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Right now, Donald Trump, I'd probably say. And I'd just want to know, I'd just want to get a read on him. I want to know if he really is that big a dick, or is he actually, has he got a plan, or what's his deal?
You know what you'd have to do is stick about a few bolters in him.
Yeah,
and see what happens.
that's what I'd do. A few bolters, a couple of whiskies, and just want to hear his truth serum. I want to know what his deal is.
Is there anything we don't know about Joel Parkinson?
I don't know, anything. Give me a subject. I'm really shit scared of horses.
Are you really?
I could not ride a horse in my life. I'm too scared to go near a horse.
Same.
Shit scared of horses.
I had a horse bolt
And
on
I-
me when I was a kid.
Yeah, I remember you telling me that.
Yeah, that's good.
And I hate flying. I'm so shit scared of flying. I fly too much and it just kills me.
Skydiving?
I've done it a bunch, but yeah, I couldn't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I got really scared of heights, and me and Taj were in Indo one time, and we were taking off on a helicopter, and it kind of skimmed the water almost, and just had this crazy helicopter flight for an hour where it was just the drive shaft broke. It was just drifting. We were just flying, and just like with no way, and it clicked back in, and we finally landed. Even the pilot was just freaking, and mate, it ruined me. And since that time now, I get such freaked out. Like if any turbulence or a plane even goes up and turns, I sit there and
Really?
just grip a seat.
Sounds like a good time to retire.
Yeah, I'm done with planes. I'm done with them.
Where could you see yourself 15, 20 years from now?
Doing Joel casts. What do you
Doing
reckon?
Joel Cast? Oh, well, that's cool. That leads me into it. You got any good questions for me?
All right. Did you ever think this Occ-Cast would be starting to kick goals like it is?
Good question. No. I mean, when they first came to me and asked me, do I want to do podcasts? I said, what's a podcast?
I'm sure.
I
Yeah.
didn't know what it was, and then I found out how popular it was and how it started in America, and then started following like some guys, and yeah, I'm so stoked. We've had well over 2 million views. That was last year, and yeah, thanks. It's going sensational.
No worries, man. Thanks for having me on again.
And thanks, yeah, Joel. Thanks for
Op.
being the first one. That's the Occ-Cast round 2.
God, there's too many jellyfish.
It's such a wonderful ride. It's such a wonderful